Urgent, Chiefs Kingdom fan! Look at what just happened! Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Chiefs Kingdom news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Don't be surprised if the Chiefs go overboard at running back in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Kansas City Chiefs could go a number of different directions in the 2025 NFL Draft. With one specific team need, it is not impossible for them to double up at a certain position. S can only push the needle so far. If you view Carson Steele as more of a fullback type, there are no running backs under contract for the Chiefs in 2026. Many different running backs have been linked to the Chiefs in recent mock drafts and reported visits. Could Kansas City potentially double up at running back this year? It would not be a horrible course of action with such a deep draft class at the position. Chiefs still need more juice at running back. The Chiefs have some power and toughness in their running back room currently. Among their veteran options, this year's free agent signee, Elijah Mitchell, may be the fastest of the bunch. He has dealt with costly injuries in the past, however, and when looking at how cheap his deal was, it may not even be safe to call him a lock to make the 2025 roster. Simply put, the Chiefs have to find more juice for their backfield. Getting more explosive around Patrick Mahomes should be a goal moving forward. At running back, there are too many times when Kansas City is left having to fight for extra yards on the ground. They just do not possess the game-breaking speed that can open up more options in the ground game. When it comes to the rushing success of the Chiefs, much of 2024 saw them execute on short yardage. They were also able to grind out well in between the tackles, but rarely, if ever, could the run game extend options for the offense. Deep running back class offers multiple skill sets. There is a solid mix of speed and power size in the 2025 NFL Draft at running back. Explosive options like Paishal Tootin, Rashard Smith, R.J. Harvey, Tre'Veyon Henderson, and D.J. Giddens all had blazing times in the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. Meanwhile, there are plenty of tough physical runners available as well. Names like Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, and Damian Martinez are players who run with a chip on their shoulder while looking to run through defenders. The Chiefs need more dynamism in the backfield, but they also need a change of pace from what they have at present. Kansas City has relied on a methodical style of offense over the last couple of years now. Without many quick strikes on the ground or in the air, KC has been left to grind out games to achieve a good amount of their victories. With multiple skill sets available to them in the running back class, the Chiefs could look to add more than one playing style for future years in the offense. A double dip at running back could boost Chiefs now and in future. The Chiefs have routinely stated that they look for competition to bring out the best in their team. Internal battles for roster spots have always been decided by performance on the field under this regime. At running back, Kansas City should not hold back in creating as much competition as possible entering 2025. For one, a deep running back position battle could better determine how to divvy up usage and snaps in the backfield. Kansas City has appeared undecided in that regard far too often in recent seasons. Meanwhile, more youth and options at running back could continue to reset the offense around Mahomes in future years, with some spots evolving as Mahomes' career continues to grow. Taking more stress off him with simpler ground options would be a benefit. He accounted for more of his offense's yards than any other NFL passer last season, according to Nate Taylor of The Athletic. If Brett Veach and his staff really want to improve at running back, taking 2 running backs on draft weekend is a worthwhile case. The benefits in the future are too great. Plus, more cheap options for the offense on rookie deals should be a path that a perennial contender should utilize at this position. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Chiefs Kingdom news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Tyreek Hill trade price set after Chiefs reunion rumors. It's nothing new to Kansas City Chiefs fans to hear interesting news about current Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who has seemingly been clamoring for a reunion once he realized that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. The then controversial Hill trade helped the Chiefs land stars like Trent McDuffie, helping lead to 2 consecutive Super Bowl victories and 3 straight appearances. However, his name has been popping up as someone who could be traded following news about cornerback Jalen Ramsey's situation. Dolphins general manager Chris Greer commented on rumors surrounding Hill, and he set a price for a potential trade. That may shock fans. With the Dolphins planning to move on from Jalen Ramsey, could Tyreek Hill also be traded? GM Chris Grier, that is not anything that we're pursuing. Who knows? If someone wants to come and give me 2 first-round picks, well, consider it. Tom Pelissero, April 15th, 2025, Dolphins GM sets. Absurd trade price for Tyreek Hill. When asked about a potential Hill trade on the heels of the Ramsey news, Grier said, "That is not anything that we're pursuing." He quickly pivoted, though, adding, "Who knows? If someone wants to come and give me 2 first-round picks, well, consider it." Has obviously setting an unrealistic bar that no team wants to clear, as 2 first-rounders would be more than the Dolphins paid the Chiefs in the first place. However, his comments seemingly indicate a willingness to potentially move on from Hill if the right offer is made. It's a wise thing to do, particularly considering Hill's declining skills. His game is predicated on speed, and at 31 years old, that advantage may disappear quickly. Hill fell below 1,000 receiving yards for the first time since 2019 last year, but he played in all 17 games compared to just 12 in that season. Has no longer the top 3 receiver he once was, and Miami would be wise to recoup as much value as possible. From the Chiefs' perspective, there's no real chance at a reunion until his current contract is over. The Dolphins have an out on his $90 million deal after this campaign, but his off-field antics cloud the situation. Should things keep going sour in Miami, maybe Hill could return to Kansas City. For now, though, it feels like more of a pipe dream than anything. Chiefs' Tyreek Hill trade chances crushed by latest news. The Kansas City Chiefs have the potential to possess one of the best wide receiver trios in 2025, with Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Marquise Hollywood Brown. Beyond those 3, though, Kansas City lacks adequate depth. As a result, Chiefs fans have been speculating about a potential reunion with Tyreek Hill. Following the 2024 season, Hill made his discontent with the Miami Dolphins organization clear, stating on multiple occasions that he wished to be traded. Yet the Dolphins show no interest in trading the 31-year-old. On Tuesday, Dolphins general manager Chris Grier announced that the team would be parting ways with star cornerback Jalen Ramsey before the start of the 2025 season, according to Tom Pelissero. When asked if Hill would also be traded, Grier responded, "That is not anything that we're pursuing. Who knows? If someone wants to come and give me 2 first-round picks, well, consider it." To the dismay of many Chiefs fans, this asking price ends any thought of him returning in 2025. With the planning to move on from Jalen Ramsey, could Tyreek Hill also be traded? GM Chris Grier: "That is not anything that we're pursuing. Who knows? If someone wants to come and give me 2 first-round picks, well, consider it." Tom Pelissero, Miami Dolphins reveal asking price for Tyreek Hill prior to Miami, revealing that they want 2 first-round picks for Hill. A Chiefs reunion in 2025 was highly unlikely. This upcoming season, Hill is due $65 million. Then in 2026, he will be getting $36 million at age 33. Although Miami would likely take on some of the remaining contracts, Kansas City would be on the hook for more than they could pay. Though they could have extended him to spread the money out, that would have been dangerous given his age. Nonetheless, the Dolphins' asking price for Hill is absurd. Sure, he is still an elite playmaker, but given his age and contract, giving up 2 first-round picks is asinine. With Hill's game being centered around speed, he probably only has a few good seasons left. Mortgaging high future picks that could be used to replace him doesn't make sense, even for a Chiefs team that is a perennial Super Bowl contender. Still, Chiefs Kingdom is grateful for all the memories Hill brought them and is always open to a reunion at the right price. The current odds for the Chiefs' top pick by Pete Sweeney were just 8 days from the start of the NFL draft, with the Kansas City Chiefs holding the number 31 overall pick. As a fan, that is a long time to wait, but don't be surprised if general manager Brett Veach pulls the trigger on a trade-up in the first round. The sweet spot where the club could move up without sacrificing an overwhelming amount of future draft capital begins around pick 20, so that is when you should really start paying attention. Based upon Kansas City's immediate needs, they will be watching for an offensive tackle, defensive lineman, or cornerback they covet to fall into that range. Of course, there is also a world where none of those players fall, leading to the dreaded trade down, which will mean waiting until day 2 for the first selection of the weekend. That scenario may not sound appealing, but many draftnicks seem to believe the second and third rounds form this draft's hot zone where teams can do the most damage by collecting picks in that range. Below, our Jared Sapp has specific names to watch for on each draft day. In this section, he'll run through the current position odds for the Chiefs' initial pick. The odds come from FanDuel Sportsbook. Offensive lineman 105, despite signing free agent offensive tackle Jalon Moore in free agency, Veach may opt to throw some more competition at the position in the form of Ohio State offensive tackle Josh Simmons. Jared has more on him below, or Oregon. Left tackle Josh Conerly Jr., ESPN's Field Yates, recently mocked Conerly to the Chiefs, even though Simmons was still on the board. Conerly is 21, presumably entering the NFL healthier than Simmons, and he's an athletic lineman Andy Reid might covet. Regardless of his 33, 5-inch arms a theme of this draft, he earned first-team All-Big Ten honors and performed well at the Senior Bowl, which has traditionally held significant weight with Kansas City's talent evaluators. If the Chiefs do take a tackle in the first round, it will more than likely be one of these two players, as Texas' Kelvin Banks Jr., LSU's Will Campbell, and Missouri's Armand Membu are projected to be gone by the reasonable trade range. What else is in this edition? Pete weighs in on the next two most likely positions according to FanDuel defensive line and cornerback. Our Jared Sapp names a draft prospect who visited the Chiefs for each day of the draft. A link to the full hour-long episode of the Editor's Show preview below. The Editor's Show here is a preview of this week's Editor's Show featuring Steven Serta and John Dixon. What else is included in a subscription? During the off-season, we provide a weekly update on Wednesday with additional coverage on major events such as free agency and the NFL draft. During the season, you can expect 3 weekly newsletters, as outlined below in our game preview newsletter. On Thursdays, Pete shares his 3 thoughts heading into the game. Rocky Magah highlights a pivotal matchup to watch, and John Dixon shares some background on one of the upcoming game's biggest storylines. In our post-game newsletter, Pete shares his 3 thoughts stemming from each performance. Ron Kopp delivers his very first look at the film, and Jared Sapp captures everything being said about the turning point of the game. Brandon Kiley is our in-season Arrowhead Pride Premier Tuesday columnist. How to sign up for Arrowhead Pride Premier, subscribe today through this link for even more Chiefs coverage this season. And right now, we have a coupon code to give you 25 off for the entire year. Enter coupon code podcast25 to receive 25 off your annual subscription. And now, Chiefs fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot. For Chiefs, I'll be back any moment with more Chiefs Kingdom news.